to our fifth and final video in this series, Introduction to APA Formatting. For those just joining us, my name is Dr. Hilary Cobb, and I am a social work professor and creator of APA Formatting, a quick guide for students. So far in this video series, we've talked about how to create a cover page, format the body of a paper, do in-text citations, and now we are going to look at the final page, the references page, both how to format the page itself as well as how to structure the references on your page. So let's look at the checklist listed in your quick guide. You'll see there are 5 required elements. There's also an example of a sample reference page with each element highlighted in a visual representation. So the first thing you need to do is you have to insert page break and start your references on a new page. Sometimes students will hit enter a few times and start typing at the bottom of their paper, but you really do need to start it on a new page using the insert page break feature. Once you have a new page, you will make sure that you have the word references in the center and bolded. Some students will say works cited, but that's actually MLA. APA requires the word references. You also want to make sure that your references are listed alphabetically by their last name and that the page is double spaced with no extra blank lines between each of the references. Sometimes students will add an extra space between references. This is incorrect. Instead, you end your first reference and you hit enter and start right away on the next one. In addition, you'll notice that you have to do a hanging indent for each reference. Let's talk for a moment about the differences between regular versus hanging indent. A regular indent is what you do in the body of your paper where the first line of the paragraph is indented. A hanging indent is when you align the first line to the left margin and every line below it is indented. Now, you'll see on the references page, you have to do a hanging indent. Here are some directions how to do it. First, select all of your text in Word. Go to the line and paragraph spacing. Select line spacing options. You'll go to special and select hanging. And finally, make sure that it is 0.5 inches. Then you'll hit OK, and you can see both paragraphs, the first line is aligned all the way to the left margin, and the remaining lines are all indented. So now that you understand the format of the paper, let's talk about structuring the actual references. This may be new to some of you as students. There are several ways to structure references and change a little bit depending on the type. For this, we're going to talk about the 3 most common: journal articles, books, and websites. We also have to talk about sentence and title case, something I mentioned back in the cover page video. Sentence case is when you only capitalize the first word of a book or article title. Title case is when you capitalized every word. You'll notice on your references page that articles and book titles must be done in sentence case, whereas journal titles, like Journal of Health and Science, must be in title case. So let's take a look at the different types of sources. Here is a journal article reference with one author. You'll do author last name, comma, first initial, period. The year, in parentheses, article title in sentence case. The journal title will be in title case and italicized along with the volume. Issue number is in parentheses, comma, page numbers, period. Then you'll do the DOI number to show where you found the article. So let's look at an example of what this looks like. Here you can see Biesenbach Lucas, last name, comma, first initial, year. The article title is in sentence case where only the first word asynchronous is capitalized, as well as perceptions. And the journal title, Journal of Asynchronous Online Learning, is in title case and italicized along with the volume number. Issue number is not italicized, comma, you can see the page numbers. Finally, there is the DOI link where you found the article. For 2 authors, the structure is the same. You would just use author last name, comma, first initial, ampersand, last name, comma, first initial. You can see in the example below, Ambrose Miller, comma, W, ampersand, Ashcraft, comma, R. You then put the date in parentheses. The article title is still in sentence case. Health and Social Work is the journal title in title case. That and volume are italicized. Then we have the issue in parentheses, the page numbers, and the DOI address. Finally, with journal articles with 3 or more authors, you do author last name, comma, first initial, and include everyone until the last person, ampersand, last name, comma, first initial. The remaining information is the same. So unlike in-text citations where you could say Cobb et al., you do need to list every single person who contributed to the article that is listed in the title. So again, here's a quick example. This article had 3 authors, Hammond, Pollock, and Wilson. There's the year, the article title and sentence case, where only assessing is capitalized, college teaching and the volume are italics and title case, page numbers, and the DOI where the article is located online. Now let's look at books. Books are similar in that you use the author last name and first initial and year. However, in this case, you italicize the book title and sentence case, then put the publisher. We can see an example, Dewey, J, the year, the name of the book, fully italicized in sentence case, and the publisher, Myers Education Press. When you have 2 or more authors, similar to journal articles, you want to make sure that you list all of their last names and first initials, the year, but in this case, the book title is in sentence case and italicized, and the publisher is the Post-Secondary Value Commission. Now, websites. These can be a little bit trickier because sometimes it's not always clear who the author is. However, when you do have an author for websites, it is last name and first initial, the year, month, and day, the article title in sentence case and italicized, the website name, and the website link. Let's look at this example. Pomrenz is the author. You can see the year, month, and date. The article title is italicized in sentence case. C&M was the website, non-italicized, and then there is the website link where you can find the article. If you have a source that doesn't have an author, you can put the organization instead. In this case, it's the Mayo Clinic because there was no author listed, the year, month, and day. The article title was sleep apnea symptoms and causes italicized, and then the website included where you found the article. So let's look at that checklist one more time. Do your references start on a new page? Does it have the word references centered and bolded at the top? Are the references listed in alphabetical order? Is it double spaced? And do you use a hanging indent where the first line is aligned to the left and the remaining are indented? If so, then your references page should be formatted correctly. So congratulations, you completed this 5-part video series. Moving forward, I would recommend printing out the checklist and reviewing it before submitting any assignments to make sure that you are on the right path. So thanks and happy writing.